Very good news, but it doesn't mean immediate immunity. In fact, Governor Kate Brown says community immunity could be months away. We know it's hard for people who want to interact with each other. We all want to see our friends and family. It's also hard for already struggling businesses. Tonight, Fox 12's KANDRA Kent talked with local owners about how realistic it will be for them to hang on even longer.
We spoke to 3 different businesses today, including the Source Climbing Center behind me, and all of them are telling me that it is really hard to imagine how they would survive if we had to wait until perhaps everyone had herd immunity sometime in the fall when everything could then get back to normal. But it is especially difficult for businesses that have already spent most of 2020 closed, and they don't have as much room to get creative. It's been a rocky road for Vancouver businesses that have spent most of 2020 completely closed.
And that money is already spent. So that money that comes in the door through those grants, that's money we've already spent.
At the Source Climbing Center, LARY says the safety of customers and staff comes first. But it's frustrating for him to be lumped in with other gyms during Washington's COVID closures.
When you have a climber who's 40 feet up in the air and I'm down here, there's a lot more physical distancing than even the guidelines are asking for.
LARY says they might survive 6 more months if they can't reopen. At this point, they've laid off all their employees.
And that's a bummer, man. You know, it's, didn't expect to get a little bit choked up on that, but it's hard. I mean, we exist because of the staff and because of the community that's here.
Across the river in Portland, restaurants and breweries, although open, are still struggling without indoor dining.
We were actually having a brewery meeting this afternoon, and we're like, what do we make? We don't need any beer right now.
Stormbreaker Brewing is pulling out all the stops to survive, delivering beer, selling merchandise, and even taking their brews international.
We've been selling beer to Japan. We've been looking into selling beer to China, Canada, you know, any avenue we can to just keep making beer and keep people working.
But sometimes even survival mode just doesn't cut it. Jim and Patty Roberts have been brewing coffee in Portland since the 70s. Now they're forced to close one of their beloved shops on Lovejoy.
Its sales just really haven't kept up, so it's a financial decision.
Saturday is the last day, but as for the couple's other 3 locations, the future is still uncertain.
I can't see a landscape with only the big box companies with the deep pockets left and none of the small, you know, more creative, fun businesses out there to support. So we're just hopeful that we can be there.
And Jim and Patty say they made what they call a tough decision to start a GoFundMe to help their business survive and pay for expenses like their employee payroll, rent, and utilities. So far, with that GoFundMe just launching today, they have raised more than $3,500. Reporting tonight, KANDRA Kent, Fox 12 Oregon.